What's up, everyone? I hope everyone is having a super blessed day. I was going to go live yesterday, but it was just a super busy day. Drove down to Montrose, went to my hometown church, which is Grace. That's actually where I was baptized and got saved. So just super busy day. I do want to tell more Bible stories. I really do want to talk about the prodigal son. That one is extremely important to me. I do feel like a prodigal son sometimes. And then I also want to go over a couple other Bible stories that are phenomenal. Today, though, I want to talk a little bit about my testimony and kind of why I believe in God. So obviously, if you tune in from time to time, you'll see that I post a lot of stuff, and a lot of people always want to tell me how I feel about things. So they'll always want to say, this is what you believe and this and that, but they never actually ask why I believe what I believe. I think people think I was just raised in the church and that I was brainwashed. I don't necessarily really know technically what they believe because they've never asked me, honestly. So to tell you a little bit about myself, I was raised not in the church. So my dad's dad was a pastor of a Baptist church, and Baptists are pretty extreme when it comes to a lot of you can't listen to certain music, you can't watch certain movies, everything like that. So my dad was raised not being able to do a lot, and then my mom's side of the family are Jehovah's Witnesses. So it's funny, right? They're both Christianity, they're just different vibes of Christianity. And I was born out of wedlock, so my mom was disfellowshipped. It means essentially the church, you're allowed to go, but you're not considered part of the church in a sense. And with my dad's father, my grandpa, being kind of strict on him, they both raised me with the simple of understanding of, as long as you don't believe in Satan, we're happy. Obviously believe in Satan, worship Satan, you know what I mean? So I was very much raised not in the church, and I actually was atheist for a very long time. So pretty much from when I was about 17 to 27, honestly. I mean, for a very long time I was atheist, didn't believe in God or anything. Just that we were kind of here for no absolute reason at all, and everything was just happenstance, So I would actively seek out the arguments that a lot of people are on my posts arguing about. And so that's why I'm a little confused when everyone says, you just don't get it. Because, I do get it. I used to be atheist, I used to not believe in anything. So 100% I understand what they're saying a lot more than what they understand of what I'm saying. And so that's why I'm always confused. I would love to have real conversations with people if they just wanted to, But then in my active trying to not believe in God, I started believing in God, and then I was agnostic for an extremely long time, which kind of just means that you believe that there is a God, but no religion can tell you which one it was, right? And so a little backstory on me. In the times that I was atheist, I was a drug dealer, 100%. Used to deal all sorts of different kind of drugs and just living very, very sinful, And then I just decided one day, I was after I did this big grow, hey, I'm gonna move to Denver, and it was pretty good, you know what I mean? But then the part that really sucked about moving to Denver was it's just so easy to party there. And obviously, if you guys have known me for a long time, I was really into the marijuana scene and really into the rave scene. So I was going to concerts all the time, and there's nothing wrong with either one of those, God put pot here, so I'm not saying that. In music, nothing's objectively wrong with music. I do think that if you are doing the Satan thing for aesthetics and stuff, I think that's a little played out now. It's 2023, come on. But I was really deep into those, and I just wasn't taking care of my mind, you know what I mean? And I went out to Salt Lake City with a friend, and just through so much stress of just being in the world of just dealing big amounts of weed and everything like that, I had a mental breakdown, and I went blind, and my body tensed up, and I just couldn't be, and the only thing that really saved me was just like crying out to God, like in a literal sense, right? Like God, please help me. And then my whole life changed like that. Like I tried smoking after that, and it would do the opposite effect. Everyone's always like, you're smoking the wrong strain, like as if I don't know that. Like I know that strains do different effects. So I bought numerous different strains and just kept smoking and smoking, and it wouldn't do it to me. So I'm 5 years not being a stoner, and now, but in that instance, my whole life changed, right? And I started going to church, and I really started getting deeper in it, and I got baptized, and then my whole life just changed, right? I went from being just your typical, not even your typical, like we were like really hustling them pounds, and going from that to then working at Best Buy and sacrificing all that money to just try to be a good person, and then being blessed with my daughter. My daughter's mother was never supposed to have a kid again, and I got blessed with a daughter, and my life has just increased so much. And so many people will sit there and say, well, you did that, you put in the work, this and that, but that's not what faith is, you know what I mean? And anyone that believes in God understands that, like, even though I have done great things in my life, all the glory goes back to God. And so that's like the part that's like the hardest whenever I get into these talks with people, is they all say that oh, you just don't get it. Bro, I used to be atheist. I used to be agnostic. Like, Christianity is what works for me, bud. And I have been tried and true in the sense of, like, I've done the lifestyle that's bad. Like, I probably have sinned more than you. And, I mean, I still sin. And that's, like, the hard part. Everyone, oh, you have to be this and that, whatever. I've failed 3 big relationships in my life because of the same sin. I am constantly a work in progress. I'm just trying to be vulnerable with the world enough for people to understand, like, God changed my life, and if I could even provide a little bit of insight and a little bit of inspiration for that to happen to another person, then that's what I'm gonna do. Coming from being a kid of divorce, a drug dealer, this and that, like, I want to help people, because there's a lot of people that are lost. Just as many people that are hating on my posts or something like that, I get just as many people inboxing me saying, hey, thank you for that prayer. Thank you for sharing this video. Thank you for doing this. And by the way, if you need prayer or anything, hit me up, like, I understand, and that's why it frustrates me so bad when people say I don't understand. Like, and I might sound like a broken record right now, but, like, I've lived in sin for so long, and I switched, and my life is so much better now. And I know that you can get a good life without God. I'm not saying that, and I'm not even pushing my stuff on you. I'm not trying to tell you that you need to believe in God. I have never once deleted a Satanist from my friends. I've never once deleted an atheist from my friends. If they delete me, that's completely on them, but I'm not about that. If you don't believe in God, that's completely fine. I will still go have a beer with you. I wish people would just ask me about my story instead of tell me how I think, because I really think that the important conversations can be had where you can get to understand why I give all the glory back to God. Because I once was lost. Like, after my mental breakdown, I was scared to leave my mother's living room. 100%. I had agoraphobia to the point where my mom let me live back with her, and I could not leave her living room. And now I sell cars daily. And that's crazy, right? And that's all because of God. For me. And so, I just want to say that I love all of you, I'll never delete you because you have an opposing view. You could even bash me, and I won't delete you. I love every single person, you know what I mean? And I get that the church has hurt a lot of people, and um, I get that there's a lot of people that don't like Christians, and that's completely fine. And if you don't want to like me because I'm a Christian, that's completely fine. Um, but if people could just have a real conversation with me and just ask me why I believe the way I believe and why I believe so deeply, I would love to have that conversation. I think this video pretty much explained it, you know what I mean? But like, and I'm not saying I'm perfect, 100%. I sin all the time, you know? Like I said, I have 3 failed relationships because of the same sin, and I'm trying to change because my daughter deserves a better version of myself. And so I am here for anyone, 100%. If you need to talk or anything, I'm here for you. God bless you. Even if you don't believe in God, bless you, or vibes, or whatever people say, the universe may bless you or whatever. But for me, God works for me, and I love all of you. So I hope you guys have a good day. Peace out. Till next time.